True or not true? Keroche Breweries.
Joseph, you can answer us while seated. You have the permission, unless you would like to stand to show that you are So the charges are being read and you are being called upon to admit or to deny the truth of the charge. So when the court assistant calls you out after reading the charges, you respond on whether you admit or you deny. You can simply say true, or if you deny, you say not true. You can simply say guilty, or if you deny, you say not guilty. Then we carry on. So on count number 1, Tabitha Mkami, what do you respond?
Not guilty.
Joseph Mwigai, Keroche Breweries Limited.
Not guilty. Count number 2, fraud in relation to tax, contract section 97 clause C, as well section 104 clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse dates between 20th February 2016 and 20th January 2017, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company registered under PIN P051227284K, joined with errors not before court, and lawfully made incorrect statements in an excess duty returns for the months of January 2016 to December 2016, which affected your excess duty liability by Kenya shillings 3,127,412,065, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Excess Duty Act number 5 of 2015, loss of gain. Tabitha, true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph?
Not true.
Keroche Breweries? Count number 3.
Keroche, it is Tabitha, you are the one to respond.
Count number 3, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contract section 97, clause C, as read section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse dates between 20th February 2017 and 20th January 2018, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company registered under PIN P051227284K, dealt with errors not before court, and lawfully made incorrect statements in your excess duty returns for the months of January 2017 to December 2017, which affected your excess duty liability by Kenya shillings 3,680,771,666, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Excess Duty Act number 5 of 2015, laws of Kenya. Tabitha, is it true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph?
Not true.
Keroche Breweries?
Not true.
Count number 4, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contract section 87, clause C, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse dates between 20th February 2018 and 20th January 2019, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company registered under PIN P051227284K, dealt with errors not before court, and lawfully made incorrect statements in your excess duty returns for the months of January 2018 to December 2018, which affected your excess duty liability by Kenya shillings 2,588,677,614, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Excess Duty Act number 5 of 2015, laws of Kenya. Tabitha, is it true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph?
Not true.
Keroche Breweries Limited?
Not true.
Count number 5, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contract section 97, clause C, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on the diverse dates between 20th February 2019 and 20th June 2019, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company registered under PIN P051227284K, joined through errors not before court, and lawfully made incorrect statements in your excess duty returns for the months of January 2019 to June 2019, which affected your excess duty liability by Kenya shillings 1,097,685,362, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Excess Duty Act number 5 of 2015, laws of Kenya. Tabitha, true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph, Keroche Breweries. Count number 6, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contract section 97, clause A, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse days between 20 February 2015 and 20 January 2016, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company duly registered under PIN P051227284K and the limited liability company joint with others not before court and lawfully omitted from your value-added tax returns for the months January 2015 to December 2015 an amount which affected your value-added tax liability by Kenya shillings 310,008,508, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Value-Added Tax Act number 35 of 2015. Tabitha, true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph, Keroche Breweries.
Not true.
Count number 7, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, control section 27, clause A, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse days between 20 February 2016 and 20 January 2017, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company duly registered under PIN P051227228 4K, joint with others not before court, and lawfully omitted from your value-added tax returns for the months of January 2016 to December 2016, an amount which affected your value-added tax liability by Kenya shillings 551,717,966, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Value-Added Tax Act number 35 of 2015. Tabitha, is it true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph, Keroche Breweries. Count number 8, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contra section 97, clause A, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse days between 20 February 2017 and 20 January 2018, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company duly registered under PIN P051227284K, joint with others not before court, and lawfully omitted from your value-added tax returns for the months of January 2017 to December 2017, an amount which affected your value-added tax liability by Kenya shillings 613,782,808, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Value-Added Tax Act number 35 of 2015. Tabitha, true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph, Keroche Breweries.
Not true.
Count number 9, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contra section 97, clause A, as well as section 104, clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse days between 20 February 2018 and 20 January 2019, within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company duly registered under PIN P051227284K, joint with others not before court, and lawfully omitted from your value-added tax returns for the months of January 2018 to December 2018, an amount which affected your value-added tax liability by Kenya shillings 430,262,748, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Value-Added Tax Act number 35 of 2015. Tabitha, true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph,
Not true.
Keroche Breweries.
Not true.
Count number 10, you have been charged with fraud in relation to tax, contra section 97, Clause A, as per Section 104, Clause 3 of the Tax Procedures Act 2015. It said on diverse dates between 20th February 2019 and 20th July 2019 within the Republic of Kenya, being directors of Keroche Breweries Limited, a limited liability company duly registered under PIN P051227284K, dealt with errors not before court, and lawfully omitted from your value-added tax returns for the months of January 2019 to June 2019, an amount which affected your value-added tax liability by Kenya shillings 186,074,738, payable to the Commissioner as required by the Value-Added Tax Act number 35 of 2015. Tabitha, is it true or not true?
Not true.
Joseph? Keroche Breweries Limited.
Your Honor, in this matter we have engaged my learned friend in the prosecution, and instead of making a long address on the issue of bail, would require an indication from the prosecution whether they are opposing the release of the accused persons on bail.
I'm not opposed to accused persons being released on bail, but we're praying for the court to consider the following. Your Honor, the total amount as per the charge sheet is 14 billion 451 million 836 375.
Sorry, 14 million. 14 billion.
Yes.
14 billion 451 million 836,375 Kenya shillings. We're asking the court, as the court is giving the bail terms, give the bail terms
Commensurate.
That one. We're also asking the court to consider that if the accused are found guilty, under Section 104 of the Tax Procedures Act, 104.3, the sentence will be that of a fine not exceeding 10 million shillings, or double the tax evaded, whichever is higher, or to an imprisonment term not exceeding 10 years or to both. We are further asking the court to order that the accused persons deposit their passports, all their passports, not to leave the court's jurisdiction without the leave of the court. Those are the terms we are playing.
Yes, Your Honor, in response to what my learned friend, Ms. Moniki, has submitted in relation to the terms, Your Honor, we have the following to say. One, the amount of 14 billion shillings, 14 odd billion shillings, which is the amount contained in the several counts in the charge sheet, is an amount which is disputed.
Yes.
And the other, there is a statutory process for determining any dispute in relation to a tax assessment or demand. And therefore, that we would want the court to take that into consideration in looking at the Tax Procedures Act and the offenses created therein. The whole legal regime is founded on the fact that there's a specific procedure governing assessment, demand, or disputation of tax. So the amount as we speak today is speculative until this court makes a determination of the issues that we're going to raise during the trial. The second issue is that the persons appearing before you under the law are presumed to be innocent. And at this stage, consideration of what may happen as a consequence of a finding of guilt is speculative and not relevant for purposes of considering whether to grant bail or not. Thirdly, the third consideration that I would want to bring to the attention of the court is that for all practical purposes, the three accused persons are one entity. Because Mr. Karanja and Mrs. Karanja are charged as directors of Keroche Breweries Limited. Because the terms really have a bearing or is instructive of the primary consideration when dealing with bail, and that primary consideration is whether or not the accused persons will attend when required to attend during a mention or a trial. The other issue that we would want the court to put into consideration, and we are grateful that yesterday in the evening, it was evidently clear that Mr. Karanja could not be kept in custody, looking at his condition, medical condition, and his doctor, out of desperation, wrote and notes which are made available to the prosecution is Mr. Karanja has recently undergone a life-saving surgery. And to that extent, we appreciate the fact that the prosecution and the police were able to release him before 10 o'clock last night. And despite his medical condition and having been granted a free bond, he appeared this morning.
He was granted a free bond.
Yeah, free bond. It was not even he was not required to pay any money. He was not required to deposit any security, but was able to come here as early as possible for purposes of taking plea. So I would plead to the court that reading the Constitution, the right not only of arrested persons but even accused persons, the right of bail should not be tampered with, or there should never be stringent conditions placed unless there is material placed before the court as to why those conditions must be applied in relation to any accused person. We are a state governed by the Bill of Rights, which according to Article 19 is a fundamental condition and state of our democracy. And therefore, I would have, or rather we would have been in a position to appreciate the conditions upon which these stringent measures are required. But no material has been placed before your Honor as to why those stringent measures should be applied. And plead with the court not to be attracted by these figures that we're seeing in the charge sheet. Even the best taxpayers, if we even go by the report last year, or the best taxpayers who were given awards for any taxpayer to have a tax demand of the amounts which are in the charge sheet will be an exceptional taxpayer. So, Your Honor, I would urge you, since there is no material placed before you, not to unnecessarily be persuaded that the figure of 14 billion shillings should be necessarily a factor to be taken into consideration in determining the terms of bail. So I urge you that to give us reasonable cash bail and together with that, Your Honor, in respect of the company, that appropriate security be placed or be deposited with the court within 7 days. But the two accused persons, Mr. Karanja and Mrs. Karanja, be granted reasonable cash bail. Your Honor, the Bible says that what the Lord has put together, let no man cast asunder. Yesterday, that sin was committed. Mr. Karanja was thrown away from Mrs. Karanja. So in awarding the terms and conditions of bail, let not what the Lord has put together be cast asunder. So we urge that there should be a reasonable terms of bail, cash bail, that the two of them together would be able to deposit with the court. Yeah, yes, sir. As to